I'm really confused sometimes when people approach me and they say, you know, I love you, you're not ready for this yet, and I love Goggle and I want you to make more songs, but I made those songs. Right. You know, I think it's a little bit selfish and unfair to ask me to keep making the same song that I've already made. I don't want to talk about men's penises. You know, there's just so much you can say about them and no more. I don't want to be stagnant.
Watch out, boom shot. You tell him so there's a make the weight and murmur now. So this one is short shot. It can't stop. Boom shots.
Boom shots.
Your name came up recently before we go on. And just Boom Shots did an interview with Omi. As you know, his song Cheerleader is #1 pop song right now. And, you know, so we're just talking about, you know, his inspirations. And he said his inspirations were Nat King Cole, John Legend, and you.
I'm really flattered because I love him. I've loved him since before.
Right.
You know, actually the original version of his song Cheerleader, I was so madly in love with that. I prefer the original version, but I will take any version that everybody else loves because I think people need to know him. He's an amazing kid. He really is.
I mean, the other thing about Omi is like he's openly been discussing the fact that he is from Jamaica, but he doesn't want to be considered a reggae artist. Yeah. You know, he doesn't want, and he has his reasons for. You know, he feels his artistry is different, and I think most artists have a way, and I'm sure you have your opinion on what that means.
Oh yeah, it's been problematic, but yes, I have opinions on everything, but but I don't think Omi should have to climb into anybody's box. He's an artist and he should be able to express himself, and Jamaica is out of many one people.
Right.
So that means everybody doesn't have to do reggae, and we grow up on a wide variety of music. In our musical diet when we're growing up in Jamaica consists of country and western, calypso, soca. There's so many influences, you know, and so he shouldn't have to limit any part of himself to please other people. Who are they? We don't care about them. He's making people for the people who love him and his music, and if you don't, you just don't. So keep it moving.
Right. And has that affected you in your career?
Actually, no. It's affected some people who want to be in my career.
Which is a whole different thing.
I don't care about them, though. You know what? Everybody can't please everybody. And nobody should look at you and decide that they want to like you, so you should be this thing. No, go find the thing that you like. Right. I am this, and if you don't like this, just keep it moving. I make music to express myself. I express myself. I don't express nobody else. So if you don't like something that I do, you just go find something that's the world. There's so much music in the world, you know. Because I don't sit listening to Tanya all day. I listen to so many other things, and I'm sure if I can find other people besides me to listen to, surely other people can too.
I have to ask, who are Tanya Stevens' inspiration?
Oh my goodness, I've been inspired by everything that ever crossed my path since I was born, but Smokey Robinson is and has always been my favorite singer of all time. Tracks of My Tears is and has always been my favorite song. I cried my way through primary school, high school to Tracks of My Tears. And you know, I'm influenced by people like Otis, people like Marvin Gaye, Aretha Franklin. I love them. I wish I had half the pipes they have. But you know, I'm inspired by everything that I see, hear, feel. So, oh yeah, and big up my inspiration. I don't know, Lord Kitchener, or that Trinidad, and Sparrow. Oh my goodness, I love them. The tongue-in-cheek, the innuendos. They didn't just help my music. They helped also my literature career in high school, because my writing developed from listening to this kind of music. You know, people who tell stories, country and western too, Kenny Rogers and then people who talk all these stories. You know, my writing developed from that. So those were my influences.
Right.
I would have loved it if you keep them on top. I wish you would have treated me like a yacht. Keep the wet while I'm piercing my right. Why you can't be upon me like McDonald's and keep your lips while I'm making marijuana. I would have loved it if you
touch on the point of you evolving, you know, because a lot of people love the Tanya that they heard as you were growing up. From the person who's saying these streets don't love you like I do, like, where are you from that person? Are you...
Interesting question. I don't know. I haven't really assessed myself in relation to any other versions of me, but as far as people liking the earlier stuff and expecting to hear them again, I'm really confused sometimes when people approach me and they say, you know, I love you, you're not ready for this yet, and I love Goggle and I want you to make more songs, but I made those songs. Right. You know, I think it's a little bit selfish and unfair to ask me to keep making the same song that I've already made. I don't want to talk about men's penises. You know, there's just so much you can say about them and no more. I don't want to be stagnant. You know, but and I understand that my audience is also growing and we don't necessarily have to go in the same direction, and I'm cool with that. Loving me or liking me is not an obligation to continue liking or loving me. Right. You know, it's okay to find somebody else who satisfies that need and jam to them, and I might be jamming to them too, because I do have that need. I just don't have the need to express that. So this is who I am, and I can only express who I am, truthfully, honestly. And if that doesn't work for people, then I will be more than willing to make them a list of artists who are still satisfying that need that they have. And I say that with no animosity. Right. So it's really I am a person. I'm not just an artist. First, I'm a person. And I have to grow too. You know, we have violent arguments about that, me and people. Because they get so angry, they're like, I want you to sing, but I will perform Goggle Live.
Right.
But I don't want to record it again.
Right.
I'm going to make a new song, man, if I make a new song.
Well, it sounds like, as always, you're just telling the truth, so...
That's the only thing I know.
You know, it's not that they lie. It's that they don't put enough effort into the lie. You're insulting my intellect. Spend some of the time creating a good story. Don't you think you should?